Hello, hello, hello! Finally back. Scheduling issues all done. We're back. Whew, feels good. Feels really good to be back. So yeah. I mean, well, yes. Right. The pre-show heads up things. I'm out of practice. All right. So, first off. Just a small disclaimer that we are missing Amaya for now. She's just a bit busy. She's hopefully joining in after 30 minutes, just because she's busy. Then, after that, if you are watching this on Twitch, please follow if you like the content. If you're watching it on YouTube and like the content, you know, the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. It always really helps out the creator when you do that, because it tells everything else that, hey, we like this content, we want to see more of it. And then finally, just a disclaimer for this campaign in particular, that it is a horror campaign specifically dealing with mind stuff, possibly a little bit of body horror, spooky, creepy stuff. If you need to take a step back, do that, take care of yourself for watching my content. With that, I'm gonna undeafen and greet the 3 players we have at the moment, and hopefully 4th later. Hello! How are we all doing? Well, hopefully we can make that better. Sorry if I'm too positive. But yeah, are we all ready to dive into the game?
Let's go.
Ready as ever.
Alright.
So?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this, Chad. I just got a music switch because I do not have it on a stream deck. I have to do it manually going between different tabs. There's my Underdark song.
Sounds like it'd be easier to have a playlist.
Oh, I have an entire dock set up because because I have different music set up for different moods. Alright. So last time on Mind and Body, the party ended up fighting the dragon ahead of them and the Eye Drake. As you see, I have had rolls in the corner. That is just to decide the value of the different gems that they picked up from the dragon. They also, from the dragon, picked up some powerful magic items, including some fancy armor and a shield, a very powerful staff, and a very nasty sword that can just kill people. Nasty. But after that, the party went into their rest. And it is there where we shall pick up. Could I have Sol, Rylek, and Setchel all roll a d20 to see whose sequence we follow first?
I don't know why, but my roll 20 is being weird and like just being slow.
Alright, would you rather go at the end of this round then, or should I roll for you?
I'll go at the end so I can have time to troubleshoot.
Alright. Rylek, we zoom in on you. Your slumber is the same as usual, except in the middle of the night you start to, or at least what is to be considered night down here with no sun, you begin to toss and turn in your sleep, sweat forming on your brow, as I need to do a music shift. There it is. You find yourself glaring out from the top of some massive pillar. The area you stand upon is 15 feet squared, but you can see large pillars jutting out from it, each of them 15 feet long. Oh, I did not switch to players to see this map. You view this landscape. War-torn, the air ablaze. You hear countless battle cries below as you glimpse Inferno.
This dream again.
This land stretches out as far as you can see. Memories, both of the dream and those you cannot remember with your waking mind, flash before you. But this time, it's different. As you feel the platform you're on begin to shift, and you realize it is not a pillar at all. As maybe for the first time you experience this dream, you look behind you to see that what you're standing on is the hand of a giant humanoid being. Its head, a crown of horns jutting out all across the edge. Hello, little one.
Who are you?
The voice booms out, louder than anything you've heard. Louder, even, you think, than if a lightning bolt struck right beside you. I am the victorious one. You have not resisted me intentionally. All of a sudden you hear a gigantic thud as you think this giant being takes a step. It is not your fault that the barriers between worlds separates us. What you originally thought were pillars, you now realize are fingers, begin to curl around into a more comfortable position for the figure. You are not one that I know well. Your kind is another part of this realm. But your essence is still that of it. So, I ask you, what wars will you bring to the realm of mortals?
I don't intend to bring war. I intend to just live my life.
Ah, but war has found you nonetheless. Will you not strike down your enemies with the fury of Inferno? The hand is brought up and you are brought to eye level with this being.
Though Inferno may give me my strength and form, I do not ride for its cause. And if you think I'm gonna trust you on some fancy new words, you've got another thing coming.
The laughter, well, at first you might think is mocking. You realize this being is proud of you. Excellent! You're not some pathetic schemer like my siblings. Wherever you go, you are rage. That is what you need to bring. Curse me all you want. That just makes you more ideal to the task. And the fingers close around you. At that point, Setchel.
I wake. At that point, when Setchel sees me, he bolts straight up awake. Think like, what?
Yeah.
I can respond to that. Because you bolt up straight awake, and the first thing you see is Setchel staring straight at you as if they were watching a show. Because Setchel can't sleep, and Setchel, trying to do the closest thing to meditation they could, just couldn't tonight. And in their frustration, both from the events that occurred recently and their failed attempt to learn to dream, has just been watching all of you dream and sleep yourselves. So when you jolt up, the first thing you see is Setchel watching you.
Were you watching me that whole bloody time?
Well, not much else to do right now.
Rylik just kind of shrugs. Fair enough.
What was it like?
I need some time to think on it. But intense.
There's a question I've been lingering on, if you don't mind me asking.
Go ahead.
You talk of... I've been asking of dreams lately, and I've heard your answers, but I think there's a clarification that I haven't realized. Do you have control over where you go, or are you only there for the ride?
From what I've heard, tends to change person to person. Me personally, I'm typically just there for the ride.
Interesting. I think Setchel's like... I have a question.
Yes.
What are the flumps doing as people sleep around them?
They're just kind of there. I would say they're mostly around yourself and Rylek and just kind of hanging around you guys, but they'll also... Some will drift over by Lucille and Soul and be there for a moment and then drift away.
Does it look like any of them are feeding off of dreams?
It actually does. I would say, you can roll an insight check, into them just to get a little fun information.
Okay. Nine.
9? Oh, sorry, Chad, I forgot to change the map. I think you were privy to what the flump was saying when Lucille asked it, what is it like feeding off my energy? And it said that, that it was, tasty but not filling. You think that the flumps, given that they feed off more negative energies of sapient beings, that to them, good aligned beings their energies would taste sweet, but at the same time, these are creatures that have never experienced pure sweet before, so they're kind of going over to Lucille and Soul to get a taste, and then like, that does taste good. Okay, I've had enough, and then drift back to you and Rylek, who are more filling.
You said they feed off negative emotions.
They feed off psychic energy in general, but they are more aligned towards negative energies.
Did one get feed off Rylek?
Yeah, you're not 100% sure if when they are feeding or not, but given how much they're hanging around you two, they probably are.
Is Ivan asleep?
Ivan has been asleep since, actually, before you guys headed out to slay the dragons. As a refresher, Ivan was, or you might have not even been there for that session. Ivan is searching its dreams and memories and the memories of its predecessors. So just as a refresher there.
I think I look back to Rylek. So, you going back asleep? Or
Definitely gonna try. Rylek then lays back. Mostly he's trying to ignore Zetchel, possibly still staring at her. Not that she's not used to being stared at. And just basically try and get some sleep. But while thinking on the dream.
I think if Flumps are going to drift back to Rylek, Setchel's going to lightly take one and take it with them to the outside of the cave to the lake.
I'm trying to find a way to phrase this and also words failing me. Flumps do not naturally have detect thoughts. However, would you allow for drama treating them as if it can read your intention?
Sure.
We Flumps are used to consumption in our ways. You plan consumption in yours.
Is this one asking me when we're at the edge of the lake, or
Yes.
or am I still in the cave?
Yeah, it's when you're alone with it.
You are flesh that can taste what I cannot. All flesh has its use. Same as the bone, sinew, skin, hide. People tend to only treat it as form. They forget function.
If my sacrifice will assist you, then I gladly do so. However, I may not give you the answers you seek.
I think Setchel pulls. I think Setchel pulls part of their bandage and shows partially what's behind their face. Well, any answers are interesting to the blind. And this is where I ask the players a question. Can I eat? Are you okay with me eating this flumph?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Soul.
I don't care. Do what you want.
Okay.
You
Satchel.
eat this
Oh.
lump, and it does not struggle.
You just if there's a without focusing on actually eating it, I think Satchel is like already in the lake as they open their jaw, and when the deed is done, they simply lean back in the lake and float to the bottom and sink to the bottom.
You do this, and you do what you see the others, the ones full of life, doing. And as you sink, you feel a sort of peace. And you think you're doing it. You think you're about to dream. But then, all of a sudden, your mind is racked with visions of horror. And you're used to horror. You know the undead, perhaps better than most could ever hope to comprehend it. But this horror is entirely different. This horror has only vague forms, because what you can perceive is only a fingertip of the rest of the body of this realm. A realm which exists beyond comprehension, because it is comprehension. 1,000 voices all at once, and even though many of them are good, the true wave of the multitudes of thoughts all come together into something cacophonous and horrifying and maddening. You see a glimpse of true madness, for there is nothing but madness from the far realm. Now I need you to roll me a D3.
God,
Alright.
One.
I'm scared.
We'll talk about that after the session.
Chat, I'm scared. Or come pick me up.
Alright.
I have one thing.
Yes?
You said, I think when you described it as a fingertip, Satchel smiled. People only see form. They don't think about function.
Alright. Soul. Oh, okay, fine.
Yes.
You, as you sleep, it's not some vision. Or at least not what most people would consider a vision. As when you sleep, you find memory. Memory you didn't know you had. You're judging by the flashes, by how tall the tables and chairs are, that you were probably no more than a toddler when these memories happened. You see a land full of color and light, but also darkness. When you look up, you see either a blue sky swirling with clouds or a night sky full of stars. And I think you don't know how you remember this place. You see people in your memories you know you love. Two beautiful elves of this realm, and a few more not much bigger than you. What is having a dream like this like for Soul?
Largely confusion. She just feels unsure of just what everything is.
So your conscious mind experiencing these memories is confused, but nonetheless these are peaceful and bright and beautiful. But unfortunately, you know how the story ends. And I think with that is when you wake. Alright.
I think Essel wakes just like she's been that it's that thing of you had a sad dream and like cried but you don't remember it now, you know? So you eyes away, you just don't know why.
Yeah. Alright. So now we find ourselves back in Ivan's home. Lucille fast asleep. If anyone goes up to her, you find her. It doesn't quite look comfortable, but not quite uncomfortable. But in either case, she's dreaming so deeply that you don't think you'd be able to wake her.
Rylik's just gonna give her a glance with a worrying look at her, and then turn to see if Ivan's up.
Ivan is, at this point, just waking up. Its eyes slowly opening. It stretches out its eye stalks as far as it can, loosens its massive jaw. Oh, hello, everyone. I hope you slept well. Oh, I did not think it would take that long. Oh, well.
You find anything? An eye tyrant?
Yes. Is Setchel back with everyone, or are they still in the lake?
When Setchel is needed, they'll show up with their hood up.
Oh,
Like,
I would prefer everyone here, but as long as one of you isn't missing, I can. Hold one moment as Vraxan speaks up. Did any of you have strange dreams?
something my gut's telling me I should bring this up, so I think I had a dream that was more of a meeting, but not entirely sure.
Let me see. Has Setchel openly spoken about how like they don't sleep around Vraxan?
When I first had this conversation in the cave, was Roxanne there?
Yes, he would have been.
Yeah, then he would have heard.
I was able to speak with the recorder. Ivan, your kind, your powers lay in dreams, in a way. Yes, they do. In fact, I think I mentioned it's how we reproduce, after all. Would it be possible, therefore, that the barriers between realms already being thinner here, and the dream effects you might produce? Oh, that is quite intriguing. Oh. So you're saying that I might cause you all to dream of other worlds?
Only way I can explain having that bloody dream and go that far.
Intriguing. Quite intriguing. Well, we might have to test it out some other time, but at the very least, it may be because I was dreaming myself of the other realms.
Said something about the dimensional barriers being weakened, being separating him from me. Called himself the Victorious One, if that means anything.
Ah, the victorious one. From what I know, Inferno is, at least Inferno associated with this continent, is said to be ruled by 9 figures. The Magnificent One, one of the universal figures of the entire realm, is a representation of pride. From what I can judge is... From what I can judge, the Victorious One may represent wrath. And judging by how I've seen you fight, it may be a reason why he's taken an interest in you.
Something to investigate later, for sure. What were you bringing up anyway?
Oh, I was just curious about if it was an isolated incident or not. Just a hypothesis I had, since I've never stayed in the presence of Ivan before. Well, I was about to say if I ever met another of your kind, but then I remembered. Ah, yes, creatures from that realm are quite sane most of the time. Oh, speaking of which, much like your, well, I was going to say friends, but in a sarcastic way, but I wasn't sure the sarcasm would come across. So, the creatures which you fight, were you given the name they call themselves, or are you just familiar with the, name that Roxanne told me, Mind Flayer? I need to take a drink of water, because the voices are wrecking my throat.
I think they called themselves Illith something.
Illithid. You had it right the first time. Yes, so these Illithid are... It is very unlikely you'll run across a... Well, it kind of tries to gesture to itself, but has no body parts to be able to gesture, so just kind of floats at like a little angle as if someone who's gesturing to themselves would have their head at. This is mostly because due to their psionic abilities, they are mostly of one mind. There's slight sapient thought amongst them, but not much more than planning. Makes it quite difficult. I'm not familiar with the ones here. From what I've heard, they're as organized as they ever are in other worlds, but unfortunately their manners are quite unique. Oh yes, speaking of that, they're in the multiverse. They have invaded many other worlds, some of which they've conquered. However, this world is actually drifting away from that multiverse, so again, kind of motions as if it was shrugging, but no body to actually shrug with.
I just imagine him using his eye stalks.
Yeah. But in any case, they feed on brains. They're psionic creatures, so I mean, one thing to be aware of is they kind of prefer the more creative or intelligent individuals. So, Setchel, you might be a target for their brain consumption, but oh yes, the way they reproduce is also quite interesting. They are parasitic in a way. I would be very careful of that.
That just gives me also lots of fucking ideas of how that could go down. As Riley just kind of rolls her eyes.
Yes. Oh yes. This is something to be wary of, and I was actually able to pick up the signals in my dreams. Be wary of their leaders, this Vloon and Jen and Adaford. When, Mind Flayer, well, they are... The beginning form is an Ulatharid, a more powerful Mind Flayer. They're taller, their tentacles are longer, they're quite nasty. But when an Ulatharid grows powerful enough, it will go off on its own. If it was already part of a colony, will take some of the colony with it. And then it will eventually become what is known as an Elder Brain. Just big, giant brain. Quite horrifying, if I may say so myself. But yes, be wary of Elder Brains, for they are quite strong. Interestingly enough, Vloon and Jen have both become Elder Brains, but I was able to pick up on some of the communication between those three, and Adaford hasn't. Adaford still chooses to be an Ulatharid. I have no idea what this might mean, but it is just something you might want to be cautious about.
Two that we can't touch, one that might wreck us if we try.
Oh, no, you can definitely fight an Elder Brain. They're... well... I would say they're probably not too much stronger than some adult varieties of dragons.
Riley just levels a flat look at Ivan.
Specifically close in power to that of a brass or black or topaz dragon. Oh, wait.
She nods and thanks proper.
Huh. Where did I get those terms from? In either case, feel free to remain here as long as you need. I do understand that your friend is still asleep. Well, thank you for the information, Ivan.
Rylak just Rylak it turns back to what was the other guy's name? Not
Vroxon.
Ivan. Vroxon. Rylak it turns back to Vroxon and basically starts grilling him on anything he knows beyond what's already been said regarding them. A victorious one.
I'm gonna roll a religion check. This'll be... It'll be a disadvantage because he's not too studied in the Infernal Pantheon, but he does have a proficiency, which at his level...
Might as fucking well cancel out.
I just need an exact number. Okay. So the first roll's a 16, the second's to 23, so the 16. The victorious one is, like I said, it represents wrath. It takes many different forms, but usually it's a warlike form. While the other leaders of Inferno are more content to scheme amongst each other, he's the one most likely to make things outwardly aggressive. In fact, he's probably most of the reason why Inferno's a war-torn land.
Right. I like nods. Like, would one of them things be trying to bring some kind of war to our realm?
Oh, he only cares about war. He doesn't give a damn about the specifics. He wouldn't be trying to bring a war here. He would just be glad there is one.
With all this, Rylak nods her thanks and walks off to somewhere somewhat isolated where there aren't too many flumps following her.
Right.
And about it.
As Amaya has put in the Discord chat since she's listening, Lucio's legs are kicking like a dog's does when it's sleeping.
If Rylak sees that, Ichigo goes to try and at least physically comfort her.
Does Setchel do anything?
Setchel's been pondering everything Ivan's been saying. I think they want to ask, you say that their consciousness connected to a brain, an elder brain.
Yes.
Does one here exist?
Oh, there are two elder brains. Both of Lune and Zhen have ascended.
Ah, I see.
They came as Ulitharids, but then they eventually they started up their own colonies. Actually, that is probably the weakness of Adaford. Adaford is the more aggressive of the three, but it cannot produce the young on its own, so it must return to Lune or Zhen to replenish any numbers of the Illithid. As it currently is, Adaford is more reliant on thralls and cultists and grimlocks than the others are, by a large margin.
Oh, And for a moment, I was about to call him a rare bit of intelligence in this parasitic network.
Maybe. There are never certainties in life. I am a perfect example of that.
I have no reason to argue. I think Setchel's just gonna smile and mutter something about one less competitor in the race, and just wait.
Right. Yeah. Soul, Ivan will notice you. Oh, hello there. Might I ask if... And, how are you doing?
Alright, I guess.
That's always good to hear.
Rylek's ready to intervene if Soul seems excessively uncomfortable here, by the way.
I know that, well, one of your companions experienced a dream that could probably be described as unpleasant, and your other one experienced a dream that was probably pretty damn pleasant. I was just wondering, how was your dreaming?
Alright, I guess.
Well, anything's better than it being bad, am I right?
I guess.
That's good to hear. I wish I could be a better host for you all, but I'm not quite able to prepare food, and oh, by the gods, I don't even know how to cook.
Rylek's ready to. Rylek's ready to frickin' sock this guy in the jaw to get him to shut up.
Well, I guess I'll leave you all to your business while I go about mine. Have a good day, everyone.
You too.
Do we maybe want to take like a short break?
I just want to. Honestly, I just kind of want to go through Rylek's thought processes on all this.
All right, yeah, I mean, we need to stop for a little bit of time anyway, so go ahead.
First, Rylek has a familiar dream, basically the same dream she's been having every time she gets knocked out. Out from her rage. And then this being supposedly from that realm reveals, hey, he's been watching her. What the fuck?
You could actually roll insight into that.
You know what? Where's the fucking insight button? Where's the fuck?
Can I as well?
I would say because this is Rylek internally doing it, so wouldn't notice it to try and roll insight. 15. Rylek, you know what one of the presences in your mind was. You had that revealed to you. The victorious one is the other one.
So that's how it's gonna be, eh? Fine. Don't give me more. Keep it there. Better be rude. ready to fight against him. There you go. But there's only gonna be one person victorious at the end of this. And I'll give my existence to make sure it's not you. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Alright. Anyone else got anything they want to try and analyze? I will take the silence as a no. That might be a good point for just a quick break. So
Yeah.
if anyone needs to use the restroom, get some water, anything, do that.
Okay, be back in 2.
So how have you been, chat? No, there's no.
I'm here. I'm back. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
I think he's.
I know
still
we're on
in
a
the
break.
bathroom. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
still on a
but-
break. He's still in the bathroom.
I'm back.
But
There, I'm
I
back.
I'm here finally. Oh my god. So, how was your fight?
Fight?
Did you fight something in your dream?
No. No, I
No?
did not. I just
Oh.
had a meeting or something.
Okay, cuz when Sam was just like, "Oh, you guys are going to have like a one-on-one in your dreams." I was just like, "Fight?"
Oh no, I
love
meant one-on-one talk.
Oh.
Sorry.
And also with the mention of like a fucking infernal king, I was just like, oh, Ryla definitely bought something. Dang. Never mind. I'm
Alright.
gonna fix my notes.
Alright, since we're back then, if everyone is back,
Soul, if you're
I
there,
leave.
roll.
I just been muted and all that.
alright.
I was gonna say, if you're there, roll a d20.
Alright. So, with everyone being back, we can dive into what Lucille is currently dreaming of. So, Lucille,
Yes.
your dream starts off normal enough. You're in a forest and you're traveling through it. But as you get deeper and deeper into the forest. It's more and more covered with spider webs. And eventually the leaves change from green to, well, the entire lighting feels more gray. Like mood lighting in a movie. A reference for us, but not the characters. And as you're traveling through this forest, every now and then you see a figure walk past, running past through the branches and the trunks.
Do I see what they look like?
You see they're tall, but just about as gangly as you are. Said affectionately.
Oh. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. Just finishing opening up the windows for my sheet and stuff.
You say gangly. I say healthy.
I say bony.
I just didn't know what adjective to use for like long, thin arms. Gangly was the first one that came to mind.
Lengthy. Oh no, not lengthy. Langley. I don't know the fucking
Lanky?
word. No.
Lanky.
Yeah.
Lanky's probably a better word for them.
Do I see any other defining characteristics other than tall and lanky?
You notice long ears, also like yourself.
Do I see 4 arms?
No.
Sorry. Taking off my earrings because they click against my AirPods, and that's annoying. No extra arms, huh? And I just keep seeing the same figure, or like a bunch of figures that look the same?
Same figure.
Same dude, huh? Okay. Well, twice is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. So like the 4th or 5th time the figure shows up, I'm gonna just... Oh, also, do I click the long rest button?
Oh yeah, you can click long rest. You're in a dream.
Cool. Okay. So, after the 4th or 5th time this figure shows up, I just like crane my head. Is it like foggy or just dark?
It is just dark.
It's just dark. Okay. I call out to the figure. I say, "Hello?"
Ah, yes. Hello. I'm sorry. I just didn't know how to approach you.
You could just say hi.
Hi. If you wouldn't mind, I'd feel safer if we were able to speak at my house.
How far is your house?
Oh, just follow me. It's not that far.
I follow the figure, and
You're
I want to take a quick inventory.
You're still only able to see glimpses of the figure, but you're able to follow. At this point, you can tell her voice as she guides you. But eventually, she disappears. You don't even see the glimpses of her anymore or hear her voice. You take a few steps forward, inquisitively, and then one of them, your foot falls out from under you, and you fall into a pit, where you are then caught among spider webs. They do not stick to you, your instincts telling you exactly how to move on them without being stuck. Oh my dear, I'm so sorry. This is the first time you can see the figure clearly. You see, she looks like an elf, but she's too thin. Her eyes solid black like yours, with more along her eyebrows. Her hair long and white, but you can tell the texture is like that of a spider's web. She wears a dress made of spider web as she offers her hand to you.
Okay, so I just imagine when Lucio fell into the pit, she like cat style fell on her hands and feet. And then, I wanted to take a second. to take an inventory while we were walking. Am I armed?
I would say you're not in the dream space, but there's also nothing too threatening at the moment. Plus, you're a
I'm
monk.
sorry, you. Wait, you cut out real quick. Like, do I have my staff, or am I just like me?
You're just you. But given you're a
Okay,
monk, that's
okay.
as good as being armed. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I am multi-armed. Anyway. How deep is the pit, anyway?
You are caught in a spider web. You look down to see how deep the rest of the pit is. There is an infinite blackness below you.
Oh, don't like that. I'm gonna turn and just like reach for the interesting spider lady's hand and say, "It's okay. I hope you didn't do that on purpose."
She delicately picks you up. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you finally, Lucille.
Oh, you know my name.
Why, yes, you're... I mean, I could phrase it this way, but it is often awkward to do it. But, I guess you could say you're one of my children, but, perhaps a more accurate way to say it is that I'm a goddess.
I was joking when I typed Spider Mommy in the Discord chat for reference.
My brother in Christ! Sorry for yelling. Oh, okay, wow. I think like Lucille would get all stiff and just be like, oh my god. Like she makes this one face that I'm about to send.
I should also note that her hands are gloved.
Okay. She makes like just a blank look that's just like 2 dots and a triangle. It's just like, oh!
Shocked Pikachu face on a spider.
Yeah.
I've not been able to speak to you for some time. You've been out of my sphere of influence. Well, I guess all your people are, given that, and she gestures down to the void. The forest above was more of your mind, creating a space for us. The pit is more accurate to where I dwell.
Hold on. I'm writing all this down. A space for us to talk. And the pit is like her mind?
To clear, she is saying that the pit is more accurate to her realm / like dimension.
Okay. Can I make a quick religion roll to see who the fuck this is?
Yes, you may.
Like, which god is this? Oh my god. 15.
15. You don't know the specifics of the deity, but you do know that if she's gesturing to the pit, that would probably mean Abyss, where the demons dwell.
Oh god.
Well,
And she like gulps.
I am so flattered you know my name, but I am so sorry to say I don't know yours.
Call me the Weaver. After all, it is much more common for divinity to be addressed by their titles.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Okay, well, Miss Weaver, is your home still far?
Oh,
Or...
this is my home.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we talk here.
Yes. Lucille, could I get a quick perception check from you?
Okay, hold on. Okay, perception.
Or insight?
I already rolled, hold on, it would have been a +6 either way. That's a 19 perception?
19 perception. As she speaks, her lips move a fraction of a second before any sound, or after the sound happens. And you also notice very slight glimmers from right on top of her hands, from on top of her feet, and from her head whenever she makes a movement.
Huh. Okay.
Are we still? She's not still like touching me, right?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna look around the space again, and I'm just like, this is a fascinating mind space for my mind to come up with. I imagine something more sunny, but Lucille says,
Okay, Miss Weaver. Why did you want to talk to me?
For the most part, because I haven't been able to. I've been able to speak to most of my children, but you were taken when you were so young. We never got the chance to meet. Or I guess, more accurately, on most circumstances, I never got the chance to meet you.
Taken?
Yes. You were originally born down here with the rest of your people. From what I can vaguely remember, the adventuring troop who raised you found you as a baby and took you to the surface. It wasn't necessarily a kidnapping, just you needed to be raised and they raised you.
wait, but hold on, wait. I'm like,
Sorry if
I had to.
Sorry if I'm contradicting Lucille's backstory you wrote. That's just going off of what I remembered you telling me.
Yeah, it says like she was found by a collapsed tunnel to the Underdark.
Okay. Then just slightly retconning it that it's like you were not quite in the Underdark, but the rest of the story still stands that they found you and decided to raise you.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, you're correct about all that stuff.
I'll explain that later.
Okay. Hold on. I'm so confused. Okay, so this lady's clearly a god, and she's the god to my people.
So if you are able to keep watch over us, would you be able to tell me why I was left there?
Unfortunately, it was... The Underdark is a very violent place. Even without the conflicts between peoples. And unfortunately, one of the many dangers found your people. Your village, to be precise.
Can I make some kind of insight check to see if she's not telling me everything?
Yes, you may. I will be rolling.
That's a 1.
I will be rolling my choice of persuasion or deception. I will not explain which it is.
Oh, that's terrifying. That's a natural 1 though, so it's not happening.
30 with an 8 on the die.
30. Fucking 22. Oh my god.
You seem to believe what she's saying. Keep in mind, that could be her persuasion modifier. You don't know if that was persuasion or deception.
Oh my god. Lucille just like stares at the lady and just looks down and then like to the side. And she says, "Is anyone still alive?"
Not of your small community, but there are other communities of spider folk.
I'm never gonna find my parents, aren't I?
Unfortunately not. I do apologize. But what I have found in my life is that the most important family is the one you have. Whether that be the family you're born into or the family you choose.
Like, at first Lucille was definitely deflated, but then at the reminder, like, oh, she does have more family, her ears perk up and she says, "Do you know where the rest of my friends are?"
I can try, but my connection to you, my connection to your realm is very limited. The Protector exists to keep the realms separate, and that includes limiting the power of divinity between realms. You have most of the clues you already need to find them. I will say that your friends have been split up between the three masterminds.
Hold on. I was asleep through all that lore dumping, so I have no idea what the fuck that means. So, Lucille would ask,
Would it be
actually, I don't know why it matters, but I guess,
would it be possible for you to tell me which of the masterminds is closest to where I am physically?
The closest, well, either by way... That is difficult because either they're going to be farther, or you would have to go straight through a wall. The closest is probably Vlu. I sense if you follow Therastra, that you will eventually be able to face off against it.
also, is it Vloon with an F or a V?
V. V-L-O-O-N.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Wow. Thank you.
It is my pleasure, child, as she puts a kind hand on your chin and gives you a smile.
I smile back. She's very nice.
You are very nice.
Why, thank you. You don't get too many kind words here in the Abyss.
You should.
Demons aren't the best company, I'm afraid.
I don't know, I think they're pretty nice.
I'm thinking of Rylek when I say that.
Oh, your friend Rylek is actually a devil. It's a complicated but very distinct difference.
Like devil with a
Sorry.
cast the word tieflings to her. Sorry.
Oh, I do believe it might be time for you to wake up.
Oh, okay.
It was great to
Are
meet
you
you
gonna
after.
do this again?
My presence is very limited even between the realms.
Okay, that's fair.
I hope that the rest of your journey goes well, little one. And
I
then
hope so too.
a spider web falls from the hole you fell into, and you can climb up if you want.
I do climb up.
Alright, I will ask for another perception check.
Okay. Please be kind. 18.
18. Yeah. You don't notice anything different as you climb up, and the light from the hole envelops you, and you wake up.
Wow. I just like roll onto my back and stare at the ceiling for a while.
That performance check for reference was to see how well I could get my goon dog to balance. And
You-
on one finger.
You're trying to balance it, and it just keeps falling over.
Yeah.
I was so dude, could you imagine if that fell on me?
Yeah.
Maybe if you rolled a 1.
I rolled a 6.
Aw.
Don't worry.
I have
Don't
a
worry.
+1 modifier.
Aw.
Don't worry. Satchel has a sewing kit.
Bruh. Okay, yeah.
I'm
Oh, no,
gonna
you
leave that
first.
alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Ew. Ooh. Lucille's gonna stare at the ceiling and just say to herself, she's like,
Well, that was an interesting dream.
Hopefully less intense than meeting one of the literal devils. Devil lords.
hang on, you what? She like looks over at you.
It'll take longer to explain. Then it'll take longer to explain than what Ivan said a bit ago. So let's start with that first.
Okay.
Then Rylek, it just recaps everything that Rylek said, then that Ivan said about the Mind Flayer Lord things.
So when I came in, did he say anything? Did Ivan say anything before, like, mind flayers and their quote-unquote unique manners and the multiverse thing?
It was mostly just making conversation, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
When you're improving, it's hard to remember everything you said.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it's not like more lore stuff that I was too
Oh.
late for.
I now remember. Fraxan had the hypothesis that because that presence to Ivan was causing dreams to go weird, allowing dream communication between the realms.
Hold on, I'm writing that down. That's fascinating.
Oh yeah, Rylek also
communication.
Rylek also mentions that.
Huh.
And in relation to the thing.
Okay. I take the flump that's probably sitting on my face and put it on my lap.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I told Rai like about my dream. I met with someone called the Weaver. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over a cold.
So I met with a lady called the Weaver. You ever heard of her?
Anyone who wants to can roll a religion check.
I just did.
Ooh.
3 will not do it. Does Setchel or Soul want to? Oh,
23.
23.
Just to double check, this is just like out of character, or is it like actual in character thing?
This is seeing how much your character knows about the Weaver.
Alright, so you said religion?
Yes. Rylek, you don't know anything about this figure. Soul, it sounds kinda familiar. You remember maybe hearing a story about the Weaver, but you just cannot remember anything. Setchel. Sorry?
Okay, so, just double check, it is... So I kind of tuned out for a little bit because fucking someone was talking to me. So is Lucille talking to everyone right now, or
Yes.
is this just sort of...
Yeah,
Okay.
she's talking to everyone. Setchel,
Yeah.
with a 23, you pass the DC. You remember reading in your studies of your god, because your god is a divine being from another realm. You remember reading through books of other divine beings of other realms. And you remember the Weaver, as she was described, a demon lord of deception and trickery, said to take the form of a terrifying spider covered in spikes. And that's the information you have.
Okay. Just for a quick recap, how much of Lucille's dream did she tell us yet?
She literally just brought up the Weaver, I think.
Okay, just making sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah, sorry, hold on. I was blowing my nose. Sorry. I mean, I imagine at that point, like, do you share that information with her when she asks?
I think Setchel goes, Weaver. Oh yeah, it's I think one of my siblings called them a big lying spider.
Ah,
Hi.
well, she didn't look very spidery to me. She looked like a person. I talked to her in my dream.
And then I proceed to tell them about my dream and the stuff I asked her, like, is like basically like she told me my parents are dead, but now that you told me she's a lord of deception and trickery, Lucille is having some doubts now.
Yeah.
And God,
She said she has a connection to my people, so I guess Kaitines worship her?
Would I know who worships the Weaver with 23?
I'd say I don't think you ever rolled a history check to see what you know about spider folk, so I think would be a good time to do that.
Okay, sure.
Just because it would be more than just knowledge of the Weaver to answer this question.
This seems important. I'll add a d6 to this.
All right.
15 total.
15. It is
Yeah.
said that the spider folk, as Lucio calls them, the Kytine, were created in rituals dedicated to the Weaver. That they were not a species that just kind of came into being as part of the world, but that their existence is in ways because of rituals, but at this point they've become a natural part of the world.
So they originated. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be the one to asking for this clarification, but they're essentially the Weaver is the power that assisted in this ritual.
Yeah.
These rituals.
The original ritual, I would say it can also be revealed with the 23. The original ritual was to bring some of the Weaver's worshippers closer to her, and the result is that they were turned into the first spider folk.
Huh.
Keep in mind, this is all stuff that only Setchel would know and remember unless he's saying it out loud.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's me, the person saying that. I was just like, wow.
I think Setchel would say that. I think Setchel would also give you a very weird look.
Lucille tilts her head at you.
So your folk were basically like, your folk were created through a ritual in dedication to the Weaver. So, I guess, yeah, your people could be followers.
Huh. Makes sense.
Does
You
that
were-
mean we can trust her? Does that mean
I
we
don't
can
know, I
trust
rolled-
the Lord of Lies?
I don't know. I rolled perception, not insight.
I think Setchel looks at Lucille and says, "Huh, you were made for her."
Does Lucille reveal what she noticed with her perception check?
Yeah, fuck it. I tell them about how her lips seem to not be in sync with her voice, and the very slight glimmers from her hands, feet, and where? Her head?
Top of her head, yeah.
And top of her head. Yeah, I tell them about the weird, the
Dirty 20.
lacking.
Honey, Arcana check.
Oh, hang on.
Do you have a modifier to Arcana, Rylek?
Yes, +1.
Well,
And it was a 19. It's a dirty 20.
or rather, what I meant by that is Arcana the same as straight intelligence roll?
Yes.
All right, for a dirty 20, because you did roll a dirty 20 on a Arcana wouldn't give you anything, but as you're thinking like, is there magic shit? Oh wait, maybe the lady Lucille was meeting with, the form, was just a puppet.
Sounds like she was trying to make herself look less intimidating, but couldn't quite synchronize everything up.
I mean, when it comes
That
to
was nice
flesh,
of her.
yeah, it was kind of nice.
Sorry,
You two spoke at the same time.
sorry.
Setchel first.
I just want to say, I mean, a flesh's form does not equal its function. So, yeah, maybe. So maybe what you saw was meant to serve a purpose that you didn't expect.
I mean, it depends on how big she is as a spider, but that was nice of her to look nicer.
I also tell them about what I learned, what she told me about my friends, that like they seem to have been split up between the masterminds, and that Vloon from our position or whatever is probably closest, and that following their astral will take us to him.
Right, like face palms. Shit, so we're stuck in this city stuck in that city longer. Oh,
I mean, she seems like a good ally.
It's not Theostra I'm worried about. It's their demon
Is it-
tube.
I mean, we don't have to talk to him.
Good point.
I will say, over time, you all have definitely learned that Belite Morel's lab is far outside the city grounds for that specific reason.
Ah, so they keep the demon intentionally away from the city.
Yeah, the lab is like a mile or two from the city just in case anything happens.
Excuse me.
Alright then, remembering that let's call that remembering that factoid, Rylak.
Yeah.
Does bring
that-
some comfort at least.
It's why there's only ever been teleportation to and from the lab, because it is far, and it is also in the, like if you tried to leave the lab, you could only get out by teleportation, because it is just completely stone in every direction.
There are no physical entrances anywhere. Okay.
Yeah. The closest would be like breathing vents to make sure oxygen gets in it and carbon dioxide gets out, but otherwise there is, like, only an ooze can get in and out without teleportation.
Or an actual insect, not like Lucille.
Yeah.
My God,
Not-
he's
I'm sorry, what?
Like a tiny spider, probably.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you guys have any other things you want to do here, or are you going to be heading back?
Well, one thing Rylak wants to ask, actually, now that she thinks about it. What did Soul dream about? If she's willing to share.
How do you ask?
So, each of us had a weird dream that we couldn't rightly have without Ivan being here. Did you have anything you would call an unusual dream?
Lucille folds all four of her hands and just like looks at Soul.
Not really.
Nothing that brought you any sort of weird, intense emotion? Any sort of clarification, confusion?
I will say to clarify, Soul, is that like the dream was like all the scenes felt familiar, but you could not remember them in your waking mind, and that to your memory you've never seen the sky before, only the darkness of the caverns.
Most
I mean, I feel like it was just something I forgot about more than anything.
Nothing stands out to you?
Just that the ceiling was blue.
Why did I know you would call the sky a blue ceiling?
something tells me Ivan's dreaming has also managed to unlock some repressed memories. Is in yet. At least that's what I can tell. Might be wrong, might not be. no, with nothing we can investigate right now, at least, to my knowledge.
Soul just kind of shrugs.
I'm sorry for asking. Just needed to make sure there was not any other undue maintenance.
I understand.
But yeah, that's that matter cleared up. And Rylek just grabbed her stuff and waits out by the entrance for them.
All right. Do you all decide to head out?
Yeah. I'm gonna tuck one of the flumps under my arm just for the moment, and I'm gonna go find Ivan and be like, "Thank you for having us. You were very nice."
Oh, you all were fantastic guests. I'm glad my hospitality was to your, what's the word? To your standards. I'm sorry I couldn't do more.
Oh no, this is just fine. And I pat the flump on the head and let it float towards Ivan, and I head out to wait with Rylek.
Alright. As you all gather, Vraxan will meet you. I should probably return to my Dragon Lord. I will give them the information we've acquired, and hopefully, but most likely, we will lend aid. Please pass the message along to Therastra.
Okay.
Right.
And I feel like hold on. I feel like Vraxan as an ally would also need to know that so you are more than welcome to take this with a grain of salt, but I think from this position Vloon is closest to here, and Therastra will be able to help in locating him.
Thank you. I will pass that along to my Dragon Lord as well.
Thank you for your help.
He pauses for a moment, holds up his shield. Alright, it should, at least for now, should be safe for you to travel, at least dealing with creatures from the Outrealms. And I think that is where anyone who wants to can catch it, because you remember Therastra and him and others only referring to Outrealms. But Ivan referred to the Far Realm. No creatures of the Outrealms, but there will probably be other dangers on your way. It is this place. I wish you all a safe journey back and safe... how to phrase it. I hope you all stay safe in the battles to come.
You too.
Gives a bow to you all and walks off into the darkness.
Can I try and puzzle out the difference between the Far Realm and Out Realm?
Yes, you may. That would be a religion check.
Oh god.
Okay, so can I
Can I do it too?
Can I do one too, please?
Yes, you may. Anyone who wants to can.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good. 17.
Same.
Another dirty 20.
Yes.
Still
I'd
hasn't
also
been
like-
around.
I'd
enough
also like to
people
preface
know.
this with the fact that Rylek is likely gonna utter it out anyway, so everyone can hear.
So,
Okay, but wait, hang on. What did you say, Golden?
I said Soul's not gonna roll because I don't think she's actually heard it be called the Outworlds, only the Far Realms.
Huh.
so all of you, the Outrealms are called a myriad of things. Sometimes they're even called the Far Realms because they're so distant. And no one can really agree if they're one thing or many, hence why they go sometimes by Outrealms, sometimes Outrealm singular. But they are a place of strange weirdness. It's where creatures like the... Oh, I'm forgetting the name of my own lore creatures. The Scourge are from.
Hydrake?
No,
Oh. Okay.
the Scourge. The Far Realm, that's singular. And you may have heard the Outrealms referred to as the Far Realms, but never the Far Realm. And given Ivan was referring to it about these other creatures, you think, and that the Scourge seems to, while looking similar, act different from the creature Ivan is from these Illithids. You think there might be something different. And I think with the 17 and what Setchel experienced last night, Setchel, you glimpsed the Far Realm. And you probably wouldn't have thought it was any different from the Outrealms until you learned of this.
Interesting.
But I will say, one thing I think you all could kind of realize, there's only one being you would know who would know the difference better than anyone else.
Oh, it's a fucking demon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where's the... I swear.
It's almost like I have to put some convoluted... It's almost like moving away from D&D eventually means my lore has to get convoluted, and the Scourge are the perfect way to deliver that change.
You are also trying to push buttons that will make like break that glass.
If you try to break that glass, I'm going to break your jaw.
Please do.
I will. Don't worry, Bessie. I'll beat you up to make sure you don't break the glass.
Alright, you all venture out into the Underdark to return to Deepwell.
Well, fucking hates demons.
Etchel has a family reunion to plan.
That was said so menacingly!
Ralik is grumbling about demons.
I feel threatened.
I know, that's so ominous. Rylak is thinking about how much he hates demons. Satchel is planning a family reunion in the most ominously happy way possible, and Lucille's out here just like, what? Like, was any of it real?
What's Soul doing? Just spacing out?
Yeah. She's kind of just like, cool, I don't really know what's going on too much.
Probably for the best.
Alright.
She's just probably thinking about the blue ceiling.
At that...
No, but that's so sad.
I want to do one more thing.
Alright.
As we walk away from Ivan's cave, I want to yell, "And thanks for the meal!"
I grab Setchel and throws him in the...
Can I catch Setchel?
Athletics check, because you are very tiny. Seven. You try to catch Setchel, and you also go into the lake.
I think she makes a noise like a yeah, and splashes into the lake.
Rylek's just gonna stand and where he tossed Satchel from, waiting for them to get back.
Here's the funny thing: if you're gonna wait, you're gonna see Setchel on the other side of the lake because they're just gonna walk on the bottom to the other side.
I climb back over to Rylek's side and like shake myself off on all sixes and then stand up and just like, stop doing that.
I will once he stops being stupid.
We're all a little stupid.
I swear
Alright.
to God, this could be the Vox Machina level bullshit.
Alright.
Hey, at least you didn't leap off a cliff and die.
We're basically gods.
We're basically God. Give us another 7 levels.
Alright. Are you guys venturing out?
Yes.
Alright, will
Once
that be
Satchel gets back, we are.
will that
I'm waiting
be
for you.
Oh!
We just wherever the lake curves around and meets at the 2 points, we just meet there.
will you all be moving at careful speed, fast speed, or normal speed?
Up to the
Careful.
party.
I feel normal.
Normal then.
Keep in mind, careful
I'm gonna
takes twice as much time.
I'm
and-
gonna pitch.
Sorry, you go ahead.
I'm gonna pitch fast. But that's just I feel some adrenaline right now.
Okay.
I think normal has it, which means one of you rolls a d6 for for the amount of time you travel before there's an encounter.
Who would like to roll?
I
Me.
just did.
Oh, never mind.
2,
Okay.
1, 2. Alright, and now I also get to roll to see if there is a complication. On a 1, there is a complication. 3, no complication. However, unfortunately, while you are on the road, things don't go quite as planned. As you travel out, the time passes by. I really need to stop using days because there is no way to keep track of days down here. But as the time passes by,
Rylek, who's just been marking it on a sheet of paint, on a sheet of parchment. Parchment with tally marks. Because every time she assumes it's been a day.
I'm
You-
sure by sleeps.
That works. Anyway.
Yeah.
DM.
you all are traveling through. It's the usual fare in the darkness. Hard to see where you're going, but at least the roads are well maintained and Setchel has a glowtorch.
And I have night vision.
Yep.
Dark vision.
The
whatever.
rest of you have dark vision. But as you travel, eventually your travels come to a brief stop. As you're walking, eventually something drips down right in front of you.
Rips.
Drips from
Yeah.
the ceiling. It
Rylek's
looks
gonna
like
stop dead.
a little
Okay.
puddle of black liquid.
Rylek's looking up to see if she can spot where it.
The ceiling is too far for
Is
your dark
my-
vision.
Oh.
And Lucille's.
Hold on. Oh, that's not good.
So it's
Um,
460 feet for me.
I have dark vision of 120 feet.
It is farther up than 120 feet, but eventually,
Oh,
drip, 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 drip. More drips.
Satchel tastes use.
You taste it. It is very sour, and your tongue is being dissolved slightly. As eventually
I sm-
you hear something falling down and pushing a lot of air out of the way as it comes down.
Can I dart out and grab Setchel and
Yep.
just drag them out of the way?
Yep.
I would like to do that.
Who else tries to get out of the way?
Full body.
Rylek is grabbing Soul and jumping out, humping as far as she physically can.
You all do that as landing with a splat is a giant puddle of the same black liquid, and you all wait for a moment, and then it starts reforming into I just need to double check the name of this creature, Black Pudding. And that will be where we end the episode for tonight, because I need to just set up the map.
That's fucking lovely.
And we're close enough to
fucking
usual
dope.
end time anyway.
Rylek as
Dope.
the camera fades out. Oh, that's gonna be fucking lovely to deal with.
I hope we all enjoyed those dream sequences.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time. Time too.
And Mir, we will be discussing what's up with what Setchel got from their specific sequence, because you glimpsed the far realm.
May you all be. Nah, I got nothing to say. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, thank you for everyone who showed up. Thank you, players. I
Thanks,
could not
Mir.
do this without you. I could not tell this story without you guys.
Thank you for running. I'm so sorry again for being late.
Don't worry
And
about
it's
it.
My 20-minute, and it's by not trusting casting a double lord.
Yeah. We were able to stall almost enough time. We only weren't able to stall enough time by 2 minutes. That's a testament of working around things.
Like if I had rolled or played a little differently, I might have been able to stall it for longer.
Yeah. So and like again, like and this is a PSA for everyone playing D&D. Don't worry about being late. Don't worry about needing to cancel a session because something's going up. Life is always more important than D&D.
And I don't know plans until I'm going on them.
Wow, sounds like my family. Except, they
Look.
accommodate for me not being a very social. And often just tell me, hey, you're gonna be alone for the X amount of time. Can you handle that?
Anyway, things are getting a bit.
My parents. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, things are getting a bit too real. I'm gonna call up the stream there. Bye, chat.
Yeah, let's go.
Bye.
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 Yeah, I don't.